This is the official PeopleCert sample paper 1 for ITIL Product version 5. Let's start with question number 1. The question asks which output best reflects the purpose of the ITIL product and service lifecycle. The correct answer is C, to support the holistic management of products and services across shared lifecycle management activities. That's the integrative end-to-end description the book gives. A is wrong because the lifecycle does not define a fixed sequence. Value streams are the actual sequence, not a predetermined blueprint. B is wrong because the lifecycle integrates product and service management rather than separating them. And D is wrong because the lifecycle encompasses end-to-end management, not just what happens after the products are built. Question number 2 is a question that kind of asks which statement best reflects the conceptual difference between a digital product and a digital service. The correct answer is A. A digital product produces or provides capabilities, while a digital service enables value realization through use of other capabilities. B is wrong because value is realized through service consumption, not through the product's mere existence. C confuses the concepts. Products are a combination of resources. Services are where outcomes are experienced. And D is wrong because they are distinct concepts with different roles in value creation, not alternative terms. The third question is on value chain and life cycle. The question asks how an organization's value chain activities support the ITIL product and service life cycle. The correct answer is B, by enabling the performance of lifecycle management activities that create and deliver value. The value chain is defined as an entire set of activities that enable value through the provision of a product or service. A is wrong because the value chain is not a governance structure. C is wrong because the value chain does not reduce lifecycle stages to operational process execution. And D is wrong because value chain activities are not sequenced into a fixed linear process. The fourth one is a question on the discovery activity. Which statement best describes the focus of the discovery activity within the product and service lifecycle? Correct answer is D. It is performed iteratively at product level to inform roadmaps, backlogs, and improvement initiatives. Discover is a continual iterative activity that defines which digital products to build, evolve, or retire. A is wrong because discover is explicitly described as continual, not a one-time opening event. B is wrong because while discover happens at organizational and portfolio levels, product level discover is central and the question asks for the best description. C is wrong because discover frames and informs subsequent stages but does not replace them. The next one is a question that asks about design activity. Which statement best describes the focus of the design activity viewed across the life cycle? The correct answer is C. It includes creating solutions so they can be built, operated, delivered, and supported effectively. Design is broader than implementation specification. The design activity aims to create products that are not only valuable and desirable to users, but also operate supportable, operable, supportable, and sustainable. A is wrong because defining customer needs and prioritizing opportunities is the purpose of Discover. B is wrong because product and service design are inseparable in digital product management. And D is wrong because defining implementation tasks belongs primarily to build and transition, not design. The next is the question on acquire. The product team has approved a new feature requiring additional cloud capacity and specialized skills. Which best reflects the correct application of the acquire activity? Correct answer is B on this one. Securing and allocating the required resources to enable implementation. The purpose of acquire is to secure and allocate necessary resources efficiently, ensuring sustainability and scalability of products and services. A is wrong. Updating the backlog is part of planning and prioritization. A discover in output. C is wrong. Designing how resources are used belongs to the design activity. And D is wrong because deploying features is part of transmission. Question number 7 is a question on the portfolio and Discover. Which statement best explains how the product and service portfolio informs the Discover activity? The correct answer is A. The portfolio provides context that influences prioritization and alignment during discovery. The ITIL AI capability model provides a functional classification of AI solutions. And the rationale notes the portfolio gives context rather than constraining, predefining requirements or limiting work to existing product. B is wrong because the portfolio does not fully define requirements before discovery. C is wrong because the portfolio is not produced only after discovery. And D is wrong because the portfolio does not restrict discovery to approved products. Question number 8. Again, a question on discovery activity output. Which output is most closely associated with the completion of a discover activity iteration? Correct answer is D. Updated product roadmap and refined backlog items. Key outputs of Discover include refined backlogs, updated product roadmaps, continual improvement initiatives, as well as reports and documentation of findings. A is wrong. Deployed features and updated service catalog entries are outputs of transition and deliver, not discover. B is wrong because tested solution components are a build output. And C is wrong because operational performance reports and incidents trends are generated during operate. Question number 9 is a question on assessing product context in Discover. Maria gathers information about regulatory differences, customer expectations, and competitive pressure. Which action best demonstrates correct application of the step assess the product context before proceeding further in Discover? The correct answer is A on this one, synthesizing this information to understand constraints, drivers, and opportunities shaping the product. So Discover begins with an assessment of the current environment, including strategic direction, pestle analysis, portfolio reviews, roadmaps, and feedback from other value chain activities. B is wrong because translating findings into detailed designs belongs to design. C is wrong because selecting platforms and services is an acquired decision. And D is wrong because planning rollout strategies is a transition activity. Number 10, which metric best demonstrates that the discover activity is effectively enabling value creation? So this is a question on discover metrics for value creation. Correct answer is D, strategic alignment and commercial viability of products. So the purpose of discover is to ensure continual alignment of product capabilities with consumer needs and organizational strategy. Key success metrics include strategic fit, market relevance, stakeholder satisfaction, and commercial success. A is wrong because deployment frequency is a transition or build metric. B is wrong because mean time to restore service is a support or operate metric. And C is wrong because automated test coverage relates to build. The next one is a question on discovery under time constraints. During Discover for ICR's unified mobile app, the team is under time pressure to move to design. Maria is concerned assumptions about customer needs may be incomplete. So which action best reflects a practical recommendation for effective discovery under time constraints? The correct answer is C, rapidly test and challenge assumptions using evidence from real users. Decisions must be grounded in measurable data rather than intuition. A is wrong because finalizing direction without validating assumptions contradicts the purpose of discover. B is wrong because deferring validation until later stages increases cost and risk. And D is wrong because prioritizing delivery speed over learning undermines the purpose of discovery. Next is the question on human-centered design. Product team wants to follow a human-centered design approach. So which action best demonstrates correct application? The correct answer is B, observing users in their real context and iteratively refining prototypes based on feedback. Human-centered design is a structured approach that places people's needs, capabilities, constraints, and contexts at the core of all design decisions. A is wrong because human-centered design doesn't prioritize minimizing iterations or starting from technology choices. C is wrong because human-centered design doesn't assume complete requirements upfront. And D is wrong because while reuse and design systems support consistency, they alone don't demonstrate human-centered design unless grounded in user research. Question 13. Which output is the most closely associated with the completion of the design activity? The correct answer is actually D, not A. Sorry for that. D, because design specifications and prototypes for products. This does give us an indication that the key outputs of design are product specifications and prototypes. A is wrong because integrated and tested product components are the output of build. B is wrong because deployed services are outputs of transition and delivery. And C is wrong because operational performance reports are produced during operate. Number 14 is a question on design activity. Alex is concerned the unified mobile app must support 3 service models while sharing core capabilities. Which action best demonstrates correct application of the design activity? The right answer is C, creating target architecture blueprints for shared and independent components. Producing architectural designs is a key step of design. The design activity translates strategic intent into concrete solution designs that can be built, operated, and supported effectively. A is wrong because defining monitoring thresholds is part of operate. B is wrong because feature prioritization is driven by discover outputs. And D is wrong because planning phase releases is part of transition. Number 15, a design team consistently produces solutions requiring significant rework during build and transition. So which improvement action best addresses a critical success factor of the design activity? The correct answer is A, strengthening collaboration between designers, architects, and downstream lifecycle teams. A critical success factor of design is early and ongoing cross-functional collaboration, especially with teams responsible for build, transition, operate, deliver, and support to prevent downstream rework. B is wrong because increasing deployment frequency relates to transition or operate. C is wrong because automation improves build efficiency but does not address design effectiveness directly. And D is wrong because life service incident analysis belongs to operate and support. Number 16, practical design recommendation. While designing the unified mobile app under pressure to finalize quickly, which action best applies a practical recommendation for effective design? Correct answer is A, iteratively validating design decisions with users and stakeholders before finalizing them. The design of digital products is performed in iterations and experiments and includes checkpoints with service providers and users. B is wrong because freezing design early contradicts the iterative and experimental nature of effective design. C is wrong because delegating design decisions without shared validation undermines collaboration and quality. And D is wrong because restricting input to documentation alone ignores learning through interaction and feedback. 17, which management practice primarily ensures that service quality is defined, monitored, and reported during the deliver activity? Correct answer is service level management, C. Service level management is a practice responsible for managing and reporting service quality, directly aligning with definition, defining, monitoring, and reporting service performance during delivery. A is wrong because service request management focuses on fulfilling user requests. B is wrong because knowledge management organizes and provides knowledge but does not define or monitor service quality. And D is wrong because monitoring and event management tracks delivery performance but does not define or manage quality commitments. The next one is a question on acquire activity completion. An organization has completed the acquire activity for a new digital product. Which outcome best indicates successful completion? Correct answer is D, allocated resources and agreements ready to support build and operation. The acquired activity is completed when resources and services have been secured and allocated and agreements are in place, enabling subsequent build and operate activities. So key outputs would include approved resource requests, new or modified agreements, and new suppliers or partners. A is wrong because approved designs are outputs of design. B is wrong because integrated and tested components are outputs of build. And C is wrong because deployed services are outputs of transition and delivery. The next one is a question on sourcing assessment in acquire. ICR is assessing sourcing options for cloud infrastructure, AI services, and payment capabilities. Which analysis should be performed first? Correct answer is C, evaluating sourcing options against functional needs, scalability, regulatory constraints, and long-term integration impact. A is wrong because deployment speed is a transition concern and doesn't assess suitability. B is wrong because selecting solely on cost ignores capability, compliance, and integration risks. And D is wrong because delivery team preference alone does not address strategic, regulatory, or life cycle considerations. The next one, a product team experiences repeated delays due to unavailable tools and external services. Which action best addresses a critical success factor of the acquired activity? The correct answer is C, improving coordination so resources and suppliers are secured in line with product timelines. The critical success factor of acquire is ensuring resources and suppliers are agreed in alignment with the product roadmap and timelines. A is wrong because automating build and test belongs to build and not acquire. B is wrong because accelerating release approvals relates to transition. And D is wrong because incident resolution speed is a support concern.